What is going on, warriors and farmers of Tamaris? Back again with another Call of Dragons video. In today's episode, we're going to be checking out the brand new G6 archers. These new archers are going to be doing so much damage in open field. It is absolutely crazy. I feel sorry for all the infantry players in the game because they are going to be feeling the pain. It looks like we got a brand new skill on this artifact that's just going to wreck everything in open field combat. Today, we're going to check out all the skills. We're going to look at the brand new WARPET. We're going to check out the brand new artifacts and everything that you need to know about these new G6 archers. If you're new here, like, share, subscribe, leave some comments down below. Let's get this party started. Alright, warriors of Tamaris, the brand new archers are in the building and they are going to be doing some good stuff in open field combat. The first hero that we're going to check out is going to be Mylra. I think I pronounced that incorrect. Anyways, who knows? So we're going to have a look at this first hero and see what she is capable of doing. It looks like she's going to be doing some good stuff against the enemies. We're going to start off with the rage skill and see what it is capable of doing. So it is known as the Snake Ball Storm. The rage cost is 1000. The attack range is mid-range. Okay, so you need 1000 rage to activate this skill. It says deals physical damage to the target legion, damage factor 2400 and gains variable healing. Healing rate 10%. So we're looking at someone who is almost like Margaret. This hero is going to be doing some crazy single target damage to enemies. I don't think we have seen anything like this before. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the G4 power creep. It is officially here. So the more damage you inflict, the more healing you're going to get. The healing rate is 10%, which is a pretty big deal. Moving on to skill number 2, known as the White Horn Justice. Passive skill, it says, when in battle, every 3 normal attacks launched deals extra physical damage to the target legion. Damage factor 200 and deals 35% more normal attack damage for 2 seconds. Okay, looks like we got the instant impact skill on this archer hero. It looks like the game developers have learned from their previous mistakes. With archers, you need a hero that can really go to the field and do damage right away and then get out. Well, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, we got it over here in White Horn Justice. Now it says when in battle after every 3 normal attacks, which means every time you enter battle, you are going to inflict 200 damage factor to your enemy, and then the 3-second timer is going to begin. So this is going to be fantastic for open field fighting. And not only do you get damage, you also get plus 35% more normal attack damage dealt, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Moving on to skill number 3, Warders of Red Marsh. It says, the Legion's marksman units gain 30% attack and ignore 20% of enemy attack. Okay, this is awesome. If you can reduce the infantry attack, it means you are going to take less counterattack damage in the process. Overall, a very good skill to have on the hero. Skill number 4, known as Homeland Retaken. When launching a rally, the Legion gains 20% physical attack and receives 10% more healing and takes 20% less damage for 3 seconds whenever it receives variable healing. This effect can trigger once every 5 seconds. Okay, this is a rally skill. I don't think anybody cares about it. So we go on to the Awakening, known as the Hunter of Hunters. Whenever Whitehorn Justice is triggered, the Legion has a 50% chance to deal 6% more damage, maximum 3 stacks. Stacks are cleared upon leaving battle, so you could get up to 18% additional damage dealt. So Whitehorn Justice is going to be skill number 2 right here, because every time you enter battle, you're going to be doing 200 damage factor. And with the Awakening, you're going to be getting 6% more damage dealt with a 50% trigger chance. Man, this is going to be doing some good stuff on the field. I'm really excited about these brand new archers. And the good thing is you can get them at 5551. You don't really need to invest in the rally skill of this hero. So this is something that's good the devs have done this season. I really like it. The good thing about this hero is that you're going to get a lot of good stuff at just 5511. So I think that's what I'm going to be going for. I'm going to be investing in this hero very slowly because I do believe she is going to be much better than Syndron Fragger in my archer lineup. So this is gonna be awesome. Let us keep this pushing. Now we go check out the second hero, who is known as Mr. Kolk. Oh boy, this guy's design looks pretty good. He's got white hair. Oh boy, is he a Targaryen? What is it? Targaryen Orc. Looks like we got a Targaryen Orc, man. Is it gonna be riding a dragon? Doesn't look like it. Okay, let's go over the hero skill. The first one is known as Fatal Flight. A very nice description. The attack range is mid-range. The rage cost is 1000, so you need rage to activate this skill. Let's see its capabilities. Deals diffuse physical damage twice to the target legion and up to 3 nearby enemy legions in a rectangle in the target's direction. Damage factor 650. Guys, what the heck are we looking at here? I think this is the most busted skill we've ever seen here in Call of Dragons. Let us do some simple basic math. Deals damage twice and the damage factor is 650. So we're looking at 1300 damage to each target. And over here, it looks like you can hit 4 targets. So 1300 times 4, that is like 5200 diffused damage to the target legion. Like, what the hell are we looking at? So we're going to keep this pushing. It says damaged legions gain 1 stack of Hunter's Dart. 3 seconds after casting. Recalls Hunter's Darts from up to 3 nearby enemy legions, prioritizing the current target legion, and launches a diffused piercing attack on up to 3 enemy legions in the path of returning Hunter's Darts. Damage factor 160 per Hunter's Dart stack. Like, oh my god. What are we looking at here? Not only do we have 5200 damage to 4 targets, we also have another 160 diffused damage to another 4 targets in the process. Like, what the heck is this? This is absolutely busted. It's gonna be wrecking so many infantry in the open field. I don't even know, man. Oh boy. This is absolutely crazy. Now we go on to the next skill known as the Blade of Vengeance. When dealing damage via Marksman innate skill when leading a Marksman Legion, gains 2 stacks of Ferocious Mark. Maximum 2 stacks, lasting 5 seconds, triggers once every 3 seconds. Legions with Ferocious Mark consume 1 stack each time they launch a normal attack to launch a diffused piercing attack on the target legion and up to 3 enemy legions in a rectangle in the target's direction. Damage factor 400 and inflicts 1 stack of Hunter's Dart upon the current target. Like, oh my goodness. So when you do damage, you're going to be gaining stacks. That'll also let you do more damage to your enemies. As if what we got from skill number 1 and skill number 2 wasn't enough. This is absolutely mind-blowing. So I think skill number 2 here is going to work well with this hero skill number 2 as well. The one which says when in battle, after every 3 normal attacks launch. With this skill, every time you enter battle, you're going to trigger it. You're going to do 200 damage factor. And then we have this hero over here. When dealing damage via innate skill, the moment you enter battle, you're going to get the stacks right away and start doing some crazy damage to your enemies. This is nuts, guys. This is crazy. Going on to skill number 3, marksman units deal 30% more normal attack damage and gain 10% HP and 10% march speed. Perfect. Now you have the skill to run away from your enemies if you want. You also get HP, which is good for survivability. 30% more normal attack damage is also fantastic. I cannot complain whatsoever. Moving on to skill number 4, Hateful Nightmare. When gaining Ferocious Mark in the field, the Legion gains 10% march speed, deals 30% more piercing attack damage, and receives 10% more healing for 3 seconds. So you gain Ferocious Mark every time you do damage via an innate skill. So when we go back to Mylra over here, every time she enters battle, she's going to do 200 damage factor, which is going to trigger this skill immediately every time you enter battle. So this is looking good. It is looking awesome. Now we go to the Awakening, Ceaseless Ravager. When leading a Marksman Legion, the Legion gains 2 stacks of Ferocious Mark upon entering battle. Okay, there you go. If you don't want to use Mylra with her second skill for triggering that instant damage, you got instant damage over here when you enter battle with Mr. Kolk. So if you max out this guy, he's going to be doing some good stuff for you in open field combat. So ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at 2 very powerful archer heroes who are going to change the meta in this game. I don't think Ruby and Kaylan are even going to touch these 2 new G6 heroes. They are just on a different level. They're going to be doing some good stuff. I cannot wait to see their performance in open field combat. The good thing is you can get them at 5, 5, 1, 1, and you should be able to do more damage than Syndrion Freygar or Kinara and whoever you pair her with. So it looks like we got 2 new champions in the game. I cannot wait to see what the new infantry are going to be doing, because these 2 new archers are on a different level. What other cool stuff are the devs going to be giving us? Let's keep this going. The next one we're going to have a look at is going to be the artifact. It's pretty much straightforward. It looks like we got marksman unit attack and legion attack, so that is standard with what we're used with. The artifact is known as Unending Hatred. Oh boy. Level 5, Cyclone of Despair. Okay. Rage cost 1200. Deals physical damage to a designated target. Damage factor 5600. So we have a nasty single target damage, which is good, and inflicts extermination for 5 seconds. Guys, first time we're seeing extermination. Are they trying to like terminate all the infantry in the game? Legions with extermination mark are immediately routed when they fall below 12% units remaining. When routed, up to 2 nearby enemy legions gain terror. Okay, we got another skill in the game known as terror. I don't think I've seen this before, unless it's in the game and I forgot. So the extermination mark is just crazy. Your legion is going to be routed. You guys know what it means? If you don't know, it means when you have 12% units left, you're immediately going to get killed and your legions are going to be sent back home. That's what it means. So it's like instant kill when the enemy is at 12% units, 12% HP left. So this is going to be nuts. And then 2 nearby enemy legions also gain terror. What the heck is terror? I cannot wait for the update to show up so that we see what the terror can do. So we're going to keep it pushing. We're checking out the additional effect of the artifact. It says the Wielder's Legion deals 30% more piercing attack damage. Like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? So we got 30% piercing attack damage from here. And then when we check over here, I think we also have another piercing damage increase, which is just nuts. There was a piercing damage somewhere here. So here, Hateful Nightmare. When gaining Ferocious Mark in the field, by the way, you gain that when you enter battle, either by awakening this hero or using a Mylra. The Legion gains 10% march speed, deal 30% more piercing attack damage. So you got 30% piercing attack damage from here. Another 30% piercing attack damage from the artifact. So we're looking at 60% piercing attack damage. And we got so many piercing attack stuff over here on this hero. Oh boy. I don't really know what's going on anymore, man. These heroes are just gonna be wrecking everything on the field. So this is the exemplar of this artifact. I think you need to get the exemplar in order to trigger the terror. I don't know what the terror is gonna be doing. I cannot wait to see what it does. What if it stops your legion from like doing anything and just walks away? Isn't this terror available in the Dragon Behemoth, if I'm not mistaken? I think I might have to check the dragon again, because I think the dragon has the terror. When he does that ability, your legions walk uncontrollably without you being able to do anything. Okay. Maybe that's what terror means. So here is more information about the artifact. You can see the skill level. At level 1, skill damage factor 2800. You get unit remaining threshold of 7%, piercing attack damage of 15%, so that's not so bad. The power creep in the game is absolutely nuts, guys. We are seeing some crazy stuff. I do not even know what the cavalry are going to be doing. So let's see the WARPET. The talent is known as Corrosion. Right away, you know that it's going to be bad when you see the name of the talent. Rage skill, attack range is medium, deals diffuse physical damage to the target legion and nearby legions. 3 legions total. Damage factor 22, determined by luck. So now we have an archer pet that can do damage to 3 targets. Is this pet gonna be universal? If this pet is universal, you might be throwing away all of your archer pets just to use this one. So we're gonna keep it pushing. If a damaged legion has putrefaction, okay, we got a new term here from biology. Stacks are consumed to increase damage taken from this skill. 15% increase per stack on the legion, and for the next 10 seconds, the next time the WARPET's legion receives healing via an innate skill, The healing is increased by 0.5% for each stack consumed. Okay, so it looks like you can damage your legions and you can damage enemy and put putrefaction, which I believe is kind of like decomposition or disintegrating. So let's keep this going. Now, the second part of the WARPET is absolutely nuts. It's interesting. I think this one is instant impact. You should be able to cast it without requiring rage. So let's see what it says. When the WARPET legions deal damage via marksman innate skill, there you go. This hero can do damage right away. Mylra, when she enter battle, she's gonna do 200 damage and it's gonna cycle every 3 seconds. So that's gonna trigger the skill right away. With Kolk, when you awaken him, you're gonna get 2 stacks of ferocious marks, I believe, when you enter battle. So I think they should be able to trigger this pet. So 3 stacks of corrosive marks for 5 seconds, maximum 3 stacks, triggers once every 3 seconds. When legions with corrosive mark deal normal attack damage, the target gains 1 stack of putrefaction, deals physical damage every second. Damage factor 1 per stack, determined by luck, maximum 5 stacks. Each normal attack or follow-up normal attack consumes 1 stack of corrosive mark. So looks like we got a pet that's going to be doing instant impact damage. Even if it doesn't cast its pet rate skill, it's going to do some damage from here, which is absolutely nuts. This could be the new big deal for all the archer heroes in the game. Who knows? It could be the #1 pet you build for all your archer heroes. We just have to check it out in the game. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Okay, looks like we got the boosters for the skill. The advanced corrosion says corrosion's direct damage dealt plus 4%. Pretty much straightforward, goes all the way up to 20%. I think this is similar to most of the WARPETs that we have in the game. You can get this skill from the end of season rewards with 4 ambers. Going on to the next one, intense corrosion. This is the one that's going to cost your kidney. So the corrosion, increase the base multiplier of the damage buff from consuming putrefaction by an additional 1.5%, determined by luck. So putrefaction, when you do damage with skill from your innate skill of your hero. So this is going to be nuts. Okay, so these, ladies and gentlemen, are the new G6 addition into Call of Dragons. They are power creep taken to the next level. We are seeing some crazy stuff. This happened when they introduced Ruby and Kalen. They were so OP. So we also saw other OP heroes coming to the game. So I don't know what we're going to see for mages, for infantry, for the cavalry. They are going to be nuts. The good thing I like about these brand new archers is that you can use them at a configuration of 5-5-1-1, and they are already going to be performing better than most of the other archer pairings that you have in the game. So that is the good thing about it. If you're someone who is new into Call of Dragons, you might want to consider these 2 archers first before you consider anybody else. With Ruby and Kalen, you need to max them out to get the best out of them. With these 2 archers, you just need to get them at low configuration, 5-5-1-1, and you're good to go. If you have more tokens, you can go 5-5-5-1 for each one, and you are good to go. Make sure you get the artifact, get the exemplar so that you can apply the Terra mechanics on your enemies, and you should be good to go. I think that pretty much covers everything. Thank you guys for watching the video. Let me know what you thought about these brand new archer heroes. Are you going to be investing in them? Are you going to be skipping them? Comment down below. Which one was your favorite? Do you like the artifact? Do you like the WARPET? Are you going to make any changes to your lineup? Comment down below. If you're new here, subscribe for more content. Until then, we shall meet again in the next Call of Dragons video. Bye bye for now.